We are back with Ellery Adams in our new Last Word series, and today we're going to be talking about rejections. It is the dreaded part of publishing, but it is one of the most important parts of publishing because you have to schlep through the rejections to get to the yes. So today we're going to talk more about the emotional side of rejections and how an author can overcome the barrage of them that do come in. Do you want to start, Jessica, first?
Well, I think Ellery can probably start because I know you went through your share of rejections.
Yes, I have my rejection. Actually, I still have them. I've kept my folder of rejections. They're good fuel sometimes. So I guess really where I want to start with is I know what you guys are feeling. I know you've come home from a long day at your day job, which is not necessarily your passion job, and you rush to your inbox and there's a bold message in there and it's from an agent and you read the subject, looking for a hint, and then should I open this now? Should I open this later? And then you open it and it's a pass on your work and you feel like someone just punched you in the gut. And I totally get that. And it's a totally valid feeling. As a matter of fact, I was reading this article and it said that you experience emotional rejection the same place in your brain that you experience physical pain. So this is not to be taken lightly. This is your work. You put it out there. Somebody passed on it and it hurts. It hurts and you should spend some time sitting with that truth. And it's okay to wallow a little bit. My recommendation, get some of that, not that, get some of that, or maybe do both and just dwell in that moment for a little bit. It hurts and that's okay. And then we got to figure out what to do next.
Well, and there's a reason literary agents are known for drinking and chocolate. The truth is that we face rejection too. And, we understand what authors are going through in a way that I'm not sure authors are very always aware of. When we take on a new client in a book, we take it on with complete belief that we can sell this project and make a lot of money off of it. And when those rejection letters come in from our side of it, not only do we have to deal with our own grief, but now we have to find a way to share that information with the author, which is sometimes devastating. When I feel that grief coming from an author, that's hard for me to take. It's hard for me to deliver that bad news.
Yeah, and I think that for all of us, when we feel rejected, one of our first stages is anger. And I think it's really important for writers to sit with that for a moment and don't respond to anybody. Don't email them. This is not a time for Revenge Island. I mean, you got to realize that for us, for you guys that are writing, this is an emotional journey, okay? And you're sending it to somebody who's acting as a business person and making a business decision and then sending it back to us. Again, it's personal for us. So read that message, go through your wallowing, but then think to yourself, I have to use this not as revenge, but as inspiration.
One of my favorite stories is we've certainly received a lot of those angry emails. And honestly, I don't pay much attention to them. I don't log the author in as someone I have to watch out for or anything like that. I just
crossing their name out.
I just read it and move on. And sometimes I can laugh at them and sometimes I do feel bad. But one time I got an email from somebody apologizing. 2 years after sending me the revenge email, he had gone through enough rejections to understand that it was not personal and what the whole process is about, and he wanted to apologize. And I thought that was really interesting because
that's pretty cool, actually.
Very cool, and also
not the revenge email, the awareness email.
Yeah, and it shows how the process of the authors is, and how you will learn to cope with it better and differently as time goes by.
Right, and I think that when you get multiple rejections, every one of them is going to hurt. It's okay, but you can't get in this process of over wallowing.
No.
You're not going to get any work done. So, cut yourself off after one bottle of wine.
And maybe not with every rejection letter, depending
right.
on
Or you could write an amazing novel. We don't know.
Yeah, and I think the real key is too, yeah, it's sort of finding a way to get over it, which is getting back into the next book. You know, the most revenge is success, right? So.
And every author has these. Every author has piles of them or folders of them. And one of my recommendations to aspiring authors is when you get one of these rejections, to keep a list of famous authors' rejections, and they're all over the internet. You can just Google them. Keep them someplace handy and then pull them up and look, okay, John Irving got rejected and then he sold 25 million copies of this book. You know, Richard Adams, Watership Down, got rejected. Ursula Le Guin's been rejected a million times. Stephen King, ever heard of him? So, I mean, it's nice to actually see the wording too in those rejection letters. Some of them are really not nice, and agents have gotten way more professional since the